Okay, today we're going to start our quilted table runner project for the 4th of July, and it's going to have some really cool star appliques on it. And we're going to use the Go Big fabric cutter to cut out our pieces. For the base of my quilt blocks, I'm using these squares here. And to save myself some time from cutting perfect squares, I'm going to use the square die. This is a 10-inch square, so finished 9.5 inches, and you can cut up to 6 layers of fabric all at once. So what I've done actually is cut 2 big strips of fabric, and I've just folded them over. This saves me a lot of time having to cut perfect squares. And then I just line up the lengthwise grain along the shape of the die, cover it with my cutting mat, and you can see this is the Go Big fabric cutter. I've already pressed the green button to turn it on, and so all I have to do is slide this through. It's going to come out the other side. Now we should have 6 perfect 10-inch squares. As easy as that. So now that I have the base of my quilt blocks, I'm going to get ready the pieces for my applique. So I'm going to set these guys aside. Now I am using fusible, 2-sided fusible web, and you have 2 choices when you're doing that with the Go Big fabric cutter. You can either cut your shapes first and then adhere them to the fusible web, but I actually think it's much easier to adhere your fabric first to the fusible web and then cut out fabric to use. This die has points for a 6-point or a 5-point star, and we're going to be making some 5-point stars today. Because the fusible web is already applied to this fabric, I can only use 4 layers rather than the 6 I can do with the plain cotton. So once again, I am lining up the grain with my shape, covering it with the cutting mat, and we're going to put it through the cutter. And now we will have our star points cut out with the fusible web already adhered to the back. So this is what we're going to use to make our table runner. Tune in tomorrow to see us start the applique process.